Thanks for joining us for our weekly high school football chat, and this is a good one. I'm Fox 23 Sports Director Nathan Thompson. He's the Tulsa World's Barry Lewis. Week 10 of the regular season, the last week of the regular season, lots on the line. The season is flying by, it seems like.
It always does, and there's still a lot to be determined this week in the final week of the regular season. District championships and playoff berths on the line.
That leads us right into your Tuesday column in the Tulsa World that people can pick up there. The top 5 games in the area, and number 1, District 2A3, Sperry versus Beggs. These are two teams undefeated in district play, and whoever wins this is the district champ.
Yes, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for all season long. They've totally dominated in their district race. They are so even. They score about close to the same amount of points per game. And in fact, they are so even, they've given up the exact same amount of points all year long, 84 points in 9 games. So you can't ask for a better matchup. Sperry and Beggs, they each have a great veteran quarterback. It just should be a super game in Beggs.
In your number 2 game, up to Class 6A1 and Owasso at Putnam North, the Rams, the defending state champs. They are already clinched a playoff spot, but this is big for them because it could mean a home playoff game if they win.
Yes, if Owasso has a 14-point win or more, or we're not going to get into all the scenarios now, but anyway, Owasso can, with the right type of win or any win, can finish second and host a home playoff game. If they lose, the bad news is they're going to Broken Arrow for the first round. So a lot on the line for Owasso. They really need a win against Putnam North. And so Owasso put themselves in a bit of a hole by the loss to Moore last week. And they'll look to bounce back this week.
Number 3 game, District 4A3, which is always a fun district. This year, even more so. You've got Oologah at Catoosa, big game there. There's a 3-way tie at the top of the district standings that includes the surprise Oologah Mustangs.
Yes, Oologah with Wagner and Bristow are tied for first. Not only does this game impact the playoff positioning for Oologah and Catoosa, but it has a big impact on Bristow and Wagner because an Oologah win would likely mean that Bristow wins the district.
It's confusing.
Yes, and then Catoosa win would likely mean Wagner wins the district. Yeah. So there's a lot in the line for both Oologah and Catoosa, as well as for Wagner and Bristow, all revolving around the Oologah-Catoosa game. Yeah,
and in Class 4A, of course, it's important to win the district championship, not just for bragging rights or whatever, but you get guaranteed 2 home playoff games. So,
yes.
So a big deal there.
And the Oologah and Catoosa also is just a really good rivalry anyway. So it should be a fun night in Catoosa.
And then in District 3A4, you have Inola at Casual Hall. The Commanders trying to keep that streak of making the playoffs, keep it going. They've been going for decades, 3 decades, trying to keep it going.
Yes, they take a lot of pride in that at Casual Hall. They've been in the playoffs 31 years in a row. They want to make it 32. Casual Hall could make the playoffs without winning, but they don't want to back into the playoffs. Believe me, they don't want to back into the playoffs, so they would take it if that's what it took. They've been in this situation a couple times in recent years, and they've usually found a way to get into the playoffs. And a win would guarantee them a playoff berth, so I expect Cash Hall some way to come up with the victory over Inola, although Inola's playing really well too right now.
And your number 5 game is in District 5A4, Tahlequah at Claremore. This one, whoever wins this finishes the second district, gets a home playoff game in the first round. So again, a lot on the line.
Yes, very much so. Claremore's been a big surprise. Tahlequah's been a surprise too. 2 surprising teams, and the winner gets second place, and it should be a fun game. Each team has a great running back, so I expect a very close game in Claremore.
So don't forget to pick up a Tulsa World. Now Thursday, you guys have your big high school football preview because there's a few good games on Thursday night that you want to include in that. So a little change there instead of just Friday. And then pick up a Thursday paper. And then Friday and Saturday, you'll have the post-game coverage of all these games going on. Great photos by the Tulsa World photography team. And, of course, stats and scores from around the state. You can always go to okprepsextra.com. You see we have the logos here. Great website for high school sports that the Tulsa World puts together. As far as Fox 23, we will have our game of the week, which is the same as your top game. That's a Sperry at Beggs. We'll be live there at 6:20, previewing the game live with some highlights at 10:15 on Fox 23. And then our 30-minute show, High School Football Tonight. That starts at 11 o'clock Friday night. Barry will be there. He'll be joining us live from Beggs, Sperry, Beggs, that big game. He'll be live with an analysis of that game plus some other big games from around the area. And you can always go to our high school football page, fox23.com, and you can check out all of our coverage, including highlights of the individual games. You can just click on the school that you want to watch, and you'll see it right there. You don't have to wait through don't have to watch the whole 30-minute show, but we would appreciate it if you did that as well. Thanks for joining us. Last week of the high school football regular season, so it should be a good one.